So Germany's been rush deploying division, so he can do Sudetenland in July 1936. He's got a massive army.
That makes sense.
So he's very much they're trying to make Germany really strong.
Hearts of Iron 4 turns 3 years old and we're celebrating with an anniversary sale. Follow the link in the description to learn more.
Are they playing on 1.7? Yes, we are actually. We didn't mention that. So this is the sort of latest 1.7.
Yeah,
build.
so it's the open beta at the moment. If you guys want to try it out.
Yes. And the new music is really good. The new music player that came through.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't heard most of the actually new music yet, though. I mean, you might have.
Because most of it is brand new. That will be in the music pack.
Yeah, so we did like a retouch of all the old stuff, and we've added I don't remember. Is it 34 songs or something from the old HOI?
I think it's there's 28 from the HOI Classic station.
Is it 28? Okay,
it's something like that.
Around 30 anyway.
And then so that station is going to be free in the 1.7 update.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a radio pack on top of that, which is a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, it comes with 3 different stations, so there's like one for each faction, so to speak, or ideology.
Yes.
Someone pointed out there's no monarchist station, so we're gonna have to do that at some point.
Yes.
I don't know, some bombastic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. We tried to pick out the favorites of all the HOI tracks, the old HOI 2 and 3 tracks. See if everybody got their favorites in there.
I listened to some of them the other day. They're really good. Some of the old songs.
Yeah, but they were from a time we wouldn't show the songs. So you got like songs called War and like Front with Soviet Union, and then there's some with like very like poetic names. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I quite like the new radio stuff as well. There's a little bit of different flavors. So you have, I mean, the Allies have more of like a jazzy feel and stuff like that.
You definitely get a real sense of which faction's music you're listening to when you're playing it.
Yeah, I've been chilling to the Allied tracks. I'm a sucker for that kind of like soft jazz stuff. But the idea with those is that they fit more into like what you would kind of hear on the radio, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, actually, if there's nothing else going on right now, I can actually show it.
Yes.
For people who haven't seen. So this is what it looks like, and let's see if we actually turned off all the extra DLCs. Yes, we did. So there is some stuff here actually that you can see. So actually, you can see the DLC here already, but not the classics are not turned off. But the idea is that each of these stations come with like a special look as well, so you can kind of tell. Yeah. I really like it. The Axis one is built around like trying to match the radios of the time, which I think were like forced on people. You had to have
a radio
to listen to the party stuff. So we tried to make it look like that. And of course, the Russian one's pretty Russian.
Suitably Russian.
Yes.
I think that's the one people are most excited for. I've seen. Radio Comintern is going to be quite an experience, I think.
Siberia in my heart is pretty solid. And then there's of course the standard one. As you can see, you can actually do collections, so you can mix and match, and it's a great way to just like quickly pick out what you want to have, right? Yeah. And listen to. If you have Sabaton as well, which we have turned off because we're streaming.
We can't turn it on Twitch.
All of those songs are collected in one station as well.
You'll be able to pick exactly what you want to listen to as you conquer the world in whichever flavor of ideology you're playing.
And I mean, if you go like, I'm going to go communist Argentina, say, then you can turn on the Comintern radio, right, and it'll be more thematic. It's also very moddable. In the last dev diary, I actually had a little modding guide for people who want to convert their music DLCs. You can like swap out the front plates of the player. You can do like cover art, that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Is it possible to trick your enemies in battles or invasions?
Well, I mean, yeah.
If you talk to them and you say, you psych them out.
I mean, you can do things like have small invasions that you hit with just like some pretty empty troops. Yeah. To just scare them
tactics.
and exactly. Diversion tactics work, right? You can always confuse them. Drop some paratroopers somewhere. They'll scramble to look, and then you hit somewhere else.
Yeah. So you can. There are a whole bunch of options if you can. you can devise your master plans to conquer whichever nation you're faced with.
Yeah.
So in Spain at the moment, we've got they're slowly pushing in.
Very slowly.
They're being relatively cautious about things.
Yeah.
But again, it's only September 1936. We're playing probably a bit slower than you would normally in a very early game when you're not playing as the Spanish.
Sure.
So we're probably seeing it dragging on for longer than it actually is.
They seem to be saving all their XP. I mean, they got 50 now. I think they probably got some from the focus tree as well. I'm not sure. So yeah,
just depends how they decide to do whether it's special division types they've got in mind, or whether it's going to be just getting through doctrine as quickly as possible. Because of course, if they can get through doctrine quickly, then their allies can have bonuses to research.
Yeah,
if they decide to
have
go down
a look
that kind
at
of route.
Germany's been doing that, but they're still not done with the delay one, which they popped off straight off the bat.
Right. So Germany's going disperse. I saw there.
Oh. Yeah.
That's an interesting choice because
I mean, is it though? I'm weird.
Well, I guess they could be expecting some strat bombing from the British, perhaps.
But even so, like if even if you ignore the bombing, I think it's the better one if you're planning to have a lot of varied equipment, right?
Yeah.
And you already see them like heavily focusing on self-propelled artillery, right? So maybe they're trying to have a whole bunch of tracks running at the same time.
To be more sort of versatile in what they can produce as the game progresses. So Friedrich Franz assumes the Hungarian crown we just had happen. So that's a fascist king, I think, was it?
Yes,
or is it
I believe
a non-aligned king?
Is it a non-aligned one?
What did they do? No, they did fascist king.
Yeah.
Which struck me because he says non-aligned next to his government type, but I guess I guess he's the guy that results from that focus.
Yeah, I mean he slides down towards Axis joining here later, so
yeah, I imagine it's things like the territorial claims down here. They can get into places like Romania, so that's going to be something they're probably going to be looking at. So back in Spain,
yeah.
So what's going on there? So we got. Okay, so they're beginning to push through from the north by Madrid. So the airbase there is now the next tile they could attack, which would, I imagine the Soviets have probably sent some aircraft over Spain.
Yes, I don't know.
How's the air superiority looking over Spain?
Yeah. I'm on the nationalist side. Never mind. I don't think I can actually see it when I'm observing like that. Let me see if I can see it from the Soviet side. Maybe I can get a. No.
They often send planes. They got any in that airbase there, just in the middle, the one that's white.
So they get.
So no, not really. Only unless they're in the north in Catalonia.
No.
Because they normally send planes.
Maybe they pulled them back or lost them, perhaps.
They could be in that Catalonian airbase.
No, I thought that would show, right? There's only
there's 6 there. They're just Spanish. Interesting. So I guess they didn't. I guess they either didn't commit them or they have sort of pulled them back.
Yeah.
Because they lost an airbase. So really, that airbase film won't make much difference because there's no Soviet presence anyway.
No, I mean I think they're only sending volunteers at the moment.
Just trying to interfere that way. So
yes.
It's all sort of waiting here now for the A, any player wars to kick off, and B, for the Japanese to decide to attack.
Yeah, I mean it's getting close to, so it's end of October now, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we should poke someone about the impending time limit that's coming up, right?
Yeah, we're only 2 months away now. So
yeah, who do you think is in a better position?
Most likely to start a war early on? Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would probably say if I was Germany, I would want to be attacking early on, because
UK's researching bombers here as well.
Blenheims, are they? Which one was they? They have the heavy fighters.
Oh, heavy fighters. You're right. Yeah.
So they're clearly going for strat bombers then.
Yeah.
You don't build heavy fighters if you're not going to be escorting them across the
but
channel. We're out of sync. Apologies for that, everyone. It does happen occasionally. We are playing on obviously 1.7, which is
it's still in beta, so
yeah. So there can be some problems sometimes. Hopefully, we don't have too much of an issue.
But maybe we should have a little interview. I will wait for Florian to get back in.
Can we chat to a team and before let's chat to the Germans, see if they're going to be up to anything nasty as soon as the deadline passes.
Yeah, they have been rushing it.
Yeah, I mean they've been very aggressive in expanding the German territory, especially. So
yeah,
I
would also like to ask if they got a deal. With Spain there.
Spanish, yeah. Because I think if I was Germany, I think I'd be trying to get down to Romania as quickly as possible and take Romania. Because then that's only a stone's throw from Turkey, and they can potentially influence events there. And of course, oil.
Yeah.
Which of course Germany needs a lot of oil, because how else are you going to fuel your panzers?
Yeah. And we know he's going to be doing. He's going to be going for panzers as well, right?
Yeah. I'd be shocked if he wasn't.
I mean, look at this. I mean, you guys can't see, but he's got 15 here on
light SPs. He's really going in for lots of soft attack.
Decent amount of fighters as well.
Lots of fighters.
I mean
he is building the
a little bit of ships,
horse.
right? But not more than one.
It's interesting that he's decided to continue with the 2 Scharnhorst classes that he's building.
Yeah,
he didn't cancel them, so he's just got 1 dockyard on each ship. So they're just maybe he's hoping that they'll finish at some point, and they're going to be worth their battle. They count as battle ships.
You have to confirm the hot join.
Yeah.
There you go.
Of course. So they'll be worth about 8 points, I think, those ships. 8 or 9 points.
Yeah.
Once they're complete. So he's hoping they'll just tick away in the background. Hello? Someone else? Was that team we're talking to?
It's Prussian, the German player.
Germany.
All right.
Yes.
We were just wondering. We've seen you've been pretty out there in getting Austria and getting the Sudetenland very quickly. So are we going to see an early war from the Germans as soon as 937 ticks round?
I would say so, yes, but I haven't decided who I'm warring.
I think Romania looked pretty appetizing there, with their oil and their access to the Black Sea potentially.
There are plenty of juicy targets out there in the world.
They're just waiting to be plucked.
Yeah. For once, Poland is not one of them though, because they're already on your side.
Yeah, you've already got them.
Yeah.
I will give him Danzig anyway.
Danzig, yes.
Yeah.
He's very intimidating, to have Germany on my side.
Yeah.
It's a whole new experience.
Yeah, it's
having Germany
or
on their side.
uncomfortable mood.
It'd be very difficult around the dinner table between the two friendly nations there if Danzig was still part of Poland.
Yeah. So, are you guys thinking about Spain though? I saw you were sending volunteers, but things aren't moving very fast down there. Are you mainly there for the XP or?
Yes. I'm there for Army XP, Air XP, and getting Mountaineer on Guderian, so then I can get Ranger, then he gets adaptable. That's the plan.
Good thinking.
All right. So did you do some kind of deal here with Spain? Because they seem to be pretty passive as well. Did you guys talk it over? So there's some trade going on here?
I actually just offered it to him, right? Because this helps me, so it also helps him. So why not?
So it's a win-win for both sides.
Yes.
Also, I did very much enjoy seeing you with an 11,000 tank deficit earlier on. That was incredibly entertaining.
Well, the thing is that actually you can train tanks because they don't need guns, so you can actually train them and deploy them. Like they get trained in the queue. So when you deploy them, then you can switch them to another template that has more men in them. So that's basically what I did to get the Anschluss.
So that lands so quickly. June 36 is one of the earliest ones I've seen.
Yeah, that was very fast. For certain. We actually thought you guys would go Austria-Hungary instead with the Hungary, but so you're trying to power up Germany.
Was there ever a consideration to go Austria-Hungary, or do you just always want to get Germany as big as possible?
Well, I want to make Germany as big as possible. I don't know about the other people in my alliance. I want to help them as well. Of course,
I want to be big as well.
Yeah. So the Central Powers is very much Germany and friends.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he can get a piece of Romania then.
Ooh, what's that? You got French troops going to nationalist Spain now as well.
Yeah, I was going to say
they're in the same faction, aren't they?
Spain, yeah.
They're just helping them. So maybe now we're going to see a push towards.
Since when was France communist?
Since now, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, guys. You let you get on with your build up towards a definitely not happening war on January.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely is happening, everyone. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
it's going to happen.
Good luck, guys.
So now we have communist France now. So we have.
Yeah.
So we're going to have nationalist Spain allied to communist France when they could have been communist Spain, but they decided to go nationalist Spain. And then Portugal, who's non-aligned.
Yeah.
It's a real sort of eclectic mix of imagine that meeting at that summit between those three leaders.
Be really confused. Well, you know, it's the other kind of communism, perhaps. But yeah, there's no. So yeah, Portugal actually has a fascist minister, so they're gonna go fascist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It would be fun if Spain's like going communist after this, but no.
Germany with 40 whips going to steamroll everyone? Well, they certainly hope so. They have got some pretty mean 40 whip tank templates they're building up there.
Yeah.
It's Prussian Prince. I think he's very much taken the Prussian part to heart, and he's...
Yeah, but they're going to have to... I mean,
Poland and Hungary are turning into quite poor relations.
Let's see what he does after...
The one thing I did think they did gain by going Anschluss is that they can get a path to Hungary to help Hungary if they were attacked sooner. It takes a little bit longer and potentially a war for Austria-Hungary to do it, to get that border through. So by doing Anschluss, they do mean that if the Italians attacked Hungary, they can help them now. They're not going to be cut off and killed very easily.
No.
So that's one thing the alliance gained. Germany gained the whole of Austria.
Yeah. Yes, there's accusations in the chat that we might have been high when we came up with the objectives. I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Well, I certainly wasn't.
Yeah. By the way, your observer is back now, so you can...
It's not working. It's bizarre. I click on the land and it just nothing happens. Control click and just nothing happens. I'm not sure what's going on with my version of the game, but we'll have to investigate that.
Luckily, it works for me. You can always hot join back in later in a break or something.
I'm the host, but yes.
Yeah.
If we rehost, we can do that.
Hot join is one of those features that doesn't quite get as much testing because we only use it for this. But yeah. Maybe one day I'll get back to doing more with it. So, still, Spanish.
Maybe they're waiting for those. Those French volunteers have arrived now. So whereabouts did they send them to? Just round the south.
So they're down here.
Interesting.
So they're part of the big push down here. It seems.
Well, maybe they're trying to do a big encircle where they've got troops coming south of Valencia and then northeast from near Malaga. So hopefully they're getting a massive encirclement there on all those Spanish troops.
Let's see if Germany's like...
Oh, fate of Czechoslovakia. So you can have all of the Czechs. I bet he annexes the entirety of Slovakia as well.
Probably.
He's not going to set up a puppet state, is he?
No, I didn't see much of a of a sharing vibe,
No, if I was Hungary, I've been thinking now there's now a German border along my entire northern border.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
I don't think he gets any points for taking out Hungary though. It's like
he might just do it for the fun of it at this rate.
Yeah. So what rule do we have actually if players lose? Like if they get...
So if a player is capitulated, they can co-op with one of the other nations in their faction.
Yeah, or I guess go government in exile if you want to as well, if you're on the ally side.
Yes, yeah, so
if there is any of those left. Actually, check.
Yeah, one of the puppets, I guess, would be another option.
Yeah, what is Britain doing?
But he hasn't chosen the colonial policy one yet, so he's still got that up his sleeve.
Yeah.
The interesting choice is whether he goes for global defence or home defence.
Yeah.
Which will determine whether or not he can. There goes the Sudetenland.
Yeah. Oof.
He annexed the entire thing.
This isn't what we agreed on.
So Germany, by the end of 37, is now absolutely massive.
Yep. This is going to be tough.
So for all their guarded comments about their strategy, it's basically been make Germany really, really big. That's the plan from the Central Powers.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hungary
Italy's decided to celebrate its triumph in...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I just saw Hungary renounce the Treaty of Trianon as well. So they're gearing up.
Yeah.
They're
it's definitely
military industry.
I think we might need to see some kind of cooperation between factions here.
Well, I mean,
it's going to be quite tough for the Mediterranean madmen to deal with this themselves, right?
Yeah, I think if I'm trying to win as a faction, I think you can't fight everyone. Trying to fight all three factions at once is going to be a recipe for disaster. You've got to try and work with at least one, even if you're not really working with them. Even if it's a pretend working relationship, and then you end up nabbing land right at the end. But yeah, it's going to be hard for Italy.
It's a bit like Munchkin, right? Whoever's got on top is going to get knocked down, probably.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I would imagine if we get one faction like the German faction, which is getting quite strong, we might see a bit of a coalition attempt to
there's
knock them down a peg or
There's no
two.
wars yet. It would have been nice actually to see the breakdown. We're gonna have to wait for them to start fighting each
we're
other.
at speed 2. We should be at speed 2. There we are.
Yeah.
Well, 5 days to go. Six days until wars can be declared. So I wonder, are we gonna? I don't think they can get to war just yet.
So Germany has 1 million men in the field now.
I think they're in for a war. Is Hungary's focus? He's doing reaffirmed territorial claims right now, the Hungarians.
Yeah.
And then he can do demanding. Well, we can demand southern Slovakia, which would be quite funny because that's Germany's land, or he can demand Transylvania from the Romanians. And if that's refused, can he go to war straight away, or is it just a claim he has to justify?
I think you just get a.
I think it might be a claim he gets.
Yeah.
Then they can justify quite quickly. So.
Yeah, sadly,
we'll see if AI Romania decides to agree to the transfer of territory.
But it'll go pretty quick if they can justify now, right?
But I think if I was the Germans and the Hungarians, I'd be hoping they do say no, because then you can justify for the whole of Romania, not just Transylvania.
Yeah, we do have only 5% more until anyone can justify as well.
It's not Romania's choice, is it? It's Germany's choice.
Yeah, I would probably know what they're going to do.
Germany decides what Hungary gets.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see.
That's going to be in sort of 120 days or so. So we're now in 37, so wars are now on the table.
Yes.
Don't think anyone's going right off the bat. We're seeing
trying to look around for justifications and stuff.
Well, we're
5%
world tension away from free justifications. So
that's right.
So once we hit 5%, even Britain as a democracy can justify.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what they're. I don't think they're gearing up though.
Who's playing as Russia? Nobody's playing as Russia. It's an AI, and it's an AI sort of wild card essentially. They might wade into things later on.
Yeah.
As the years roll by.
Yeah, they're busy purging.
Are they purging? Are they?
Yeah.
Well,
so I mean, they're on historical as well. So
yes. How is the French-Iberian alliance going? Well, we have an eclectic mix of ideologies. Basically, we've got a communist France, a nationalist Spain, and a non-aligned Portugal who's going fascist.
Yeah.
And they're finally really eating.
They're
up
actually
the
past
Republican
50%
land.
now. 51%.
So a referendum incoming for Portugal to become a fascist state.
Yeah.
So I guess France just went communist because that's the totalitarian they can get to quickest. It takes much longer for France to go fascist, I suppose. And they just want to be they want to be a totalitarian ideology so they can go to war economy and things like that earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, is it that much faster? I figured it was roughly the same time.
But they start with a lot more
that's
communist
true.
support
That's
in France than fascist.
Yeah.
They have almost no fascist support.
Mm. Oh, that's true.
What's going on exactly? What happened to Czechoslovakia? Prussian Prince happened to Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, it's just a little appendix at the moment of German.
So
it's a tendril reaching for Romania over here.
So if you're wondering why in January 1937 Germany looks like this, it's because he rush deployed loads and loads and loads and loads of divisions to make his manpower in the field count be enormous, and has then managed to get through Anschluss and the Sudetenland and the fall of Czechoslovakia within basically a year.
Yep.
So there, he's getting pretty strong.
Actually, I'm gonna have a little look. So they're up to 118 factories. So they have a 60 mil now.
Have they been building civilian factories or military ones? The Germans, quite an interesting choice.
So they got 27. Wait, what? Oh, I just jumped. That is.
So they're in the construction tab. What are they building at the moment? Military. So 62 mils. They haven't built many civs then, have they?
No,
really?
I don't think so.
They get. I mean, there's a fair few they get from Austria and Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
So
I think it's probably worth building one or two anyway. But on the other hand, the war's going to start early now.
I think they're
just
very much thinking
we're
going to be at war soon. So let's just get as much guns as we may.
Yeah. He's not going to get the Polish ones or necessarily the French ones, but. Yeah.
It will be interesting to see if Germany does try to go for France.
It's actually true. So France also building military.
Because if you can rush through and capitulate France, you've more or less nullified that faction because Spain and Portugal together have not got a great amount of military clout.
So this is so the British here are they got little pigeon divisions, I guess that is.
Yeah.
They're they're going to be fortifying Alexandria. It looks like here.
It's El Alamein.
Yeah,
they're building up.
So the choke point.
Yeah, unsurprising. They've got to try and hold that down. They're building civs.
Yeah, that's
British.
true. Yeah. So for people tuning in, this is one of the victory points here for the Mediterranean faction, is to take and hold all of the entrances and exits.
Yeah, and all the islands in the Mediterranean.
This would be one of them.
So the Suez province is one of those.
Yeah, I wonder if they've been fortifying Gibraltar as well. Probably not. I don't remember.
They got 2 out of 10 coastal fort, which might be what it starts with.
No, yeah.
So it's going to be difficult for the Italians. They have to play quite a sort of a long game, and then I think swoop in for many of those islands right at the end. The difficulty, of course, is they're going to have to be at war with the British to get the Suez, but perhaps they want to try and get the islands from, say, Spain before you go to war with Britain because of their enormous navy.
Yeah.
So
that's probably a smart move, right?
Yeah. Because they've got to get the Balearic Isles and then Malta, Cyprus. Those are the islands. So it's the British faction and then the Spanish one. So if I was them, I'd be thinking.
Yeah. Do we count the? What about the?
Well, Greece is in their.
Greece in the faction.
In their faction,
right,
so they're actually all right on that point.
Yeah, so that's good.
The other real point of contention for them is going to be the Istanbul Straits. Because Germany does not want Italian. Then again, they could agree, Germany and Italy, right? We'll take Istanbul, but we won't capitulate Turkey.
Yeah.
Because that would then satisfy both of their points.
This is true. Or, I mean, technically, right? They could get Turkey into their faction.
No, they can't. They can't invite AI into their faction.
Okay, they can't.
No.
Right.
But if I was Italy, I might be saying, yeah, we won't capitulate Turkey. Promise, and then a few months before the game ends, sweep through to Ankara.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna take anyone's word at this stuff. Yeah, but the Republicans are definitely falling now.
Yeah, it's the end of the Republicans.
Yeah,
and they fought well for about just under a year, I think.
Yeah,
since you had the war break out.
That's the player. That's pretty long. So I guess Germany is not going for anyone right just yet. But we're waiting on...
How's Hungary's focus doing?
Yeah, exactly.
They're about to finish reaffirmed territorial claims, so it'll be interesting what they decide now. Are they going to go straight down for Transylvania?
It is a claim, right?
So they're getting their cause on that land now. And we'll see... It's basically... Germany will probably just give the land... Although, if I was Germany, would you give all the land to Hungary, or say no, and then get the war, try and go to war with Romania for all of Romania?
Probably...
That's the choice. I
think they might try and do that. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think. I want to grow as fast as possible.
They just made a front line here, which weren't there before. So, yeah.
Because if.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, the 2 wars might risk guarantees.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So guarantees are missions can do guarantees as normal. That's not been changed by the custom game rules. So they have still got to be a little bit careful with that. It just depends. Do the other teams worry enough about Germany to be guaranteeing their enemies? Because if
it's the beginning as well.
If they get Romania, like they're in a really strong position because they've got a good oil supply that can help to build up a really big stockpile.
Yeah,
and they're in such a threatening position against Yugoslavia, for example. There's a really long front line there now. If they can get Romania.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if there's discussions amongst the other teams to curb Germany's ambitions a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, Danzig for Slovakia. Italian foreign officers in Yugoslavia.
They did Danzig for Slovakia, did they?
Yeah.
Interesting. What does Poland get out of that agreement again? The Danzig for Slovakia one? Because Slovakia is already owned by Germany.
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember. Isn't it just...
Oh, we'll find out in 70 days or so. They get the whole of Slovakia. I think, actually.
Isn't it just a bit? Oh, maybe they do get the... Well, we're about to find out.
Actually, we should just read the focus text will probably tell us.
Potentially.
There's a German.
Oh, right,
German
the
focus.
German one, obviously.
Those are the requirements.
Yeah.
Oh, it just says gets event dancing for Slovakia, so it doesn't actually tell us what. Yeah. What they get.
But it does check that you need to control Western Slovakia, so we're about to find out.
We will very shortly.
Yeah. So maybe we should talk to the Mediterranean faction and see how threatened they are feeling at the moment, because can't be too hot there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what their thinking is as these things develop. We're asking about this looming.
They're definitely going in a naval direction.
The Germans.
And expanding mining.
Pretty standard sort of economic focus is there. They're building some fighters in Yugoslavia, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a look, they took some of the. Let's see, where are there? They went down the Air Force focuses, so they got quite a bit of those actually.
Ah, yes. They try to get ahead of time fighters then, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so.
What are they researching?
And they already
currently?
have a designer as well.
What are they researching currently?
They are researching more fighters.
So Fighter 2, that's a long way ahead of time. It's 3 years ahead of time.
Yeah.
Fighter 2's there. So that's
clearly... And the air doctrines, I think we know what their job is going to be.
Yes. Yeah, I think they might be sending all their planes to Yugoslavia. Because they have some aluminium. Maybe they're hoping to take Hungary and they can monopolize the aluminium down there.
Yeah. I think they're going to need a strong air force, I think.
Yeah, well, of course, they got quite a big area to sort of potentially manage.
Yeah, I don't know how much Germany is building. They are building a lot.
Lots of fighters.
Lots of fighters.
That's a lot of factories. That's like a third of their factories on light tank, self-propelled artillery there. That's a very large amount. Did we
accidentally buff them?
way more than tanks. Tanks is only 13.
I mean, I don't remember the light one being all that good, but maybe for an early one. So.
What's their template for the?
I didn't. Last time I checked, they hadn't really. So they have not
one
deployed any of them.
It's their biggest one. So they've got a lot of.
Yeah, it says 40 with light SP artillery.
434 soft attack on that division.
Yeah.
That's going to melt infantry divisions that it comes up against.
See if it'd be fun if it beats Daniel. Daniel doesn't believe that light tanks are any good, and we argue about it.
So he's only got 3 light tank battalions in that division there. So I mean, I imagine they're just there to provide the hardness.
Yeah, exactly. Or
to prevent them being pierced really easily.
Bit of breakthrough.
Whilst the SPA lays down the fire on infantry.
Yeah. And he's got a little bit of support anti-air as well. Now this is quite a nasty one.
Yeah,
I don't.
Gonna be
I mean, if you compare to where everybody else is, let's see where's France at. Like,
sexy unicorn is what the feedback's building there.
Yeah, apparently 142 sexy.
142 divisions. That'd be its military police, I imagine, or maybe it's just.
Wait, it just switched.
Oh no, it could be for volunteers. He's built loads of 1-2 divisions for his volunteers.
I guess. Well, is this some exploit I'm not used to?
Well, the volunteers you can send is determined by division count.
Yeah.
So if you have loads and loads at very high division count, you can send more volunteers. But of course.
Oh, you mean like that? Yes.
So that would make sense. He sent like 8 or 9 to the Spanish.
Yeah.
Presumably by having a huge number of those 2-wits.
Yeah. They're not going to be that great against the German steamroller, though, probably.
No, those ones aren't. I shouldn't imagine.
I mean, Spain has a lot of XP, but I guess they don't have. Now they've added artillery now. They didn't have that before.
They're going for a sort of standard artillery, infantry 20-width division there.
Probably. I mean, they might be expanding it later.
Yeah.
Their equipment stockpiles are not super hot. So.
The difficulty for France's alliance is they've got to both simultaneously prepare to probably defend against the Germans in the northeast of their country and also go on the offensive against Italy. So they've got to design divisions and build equipment both for attack and defence.
Yeah.
Whereas, for example, Germany, largely, they're going to be hoping they can just go on the attack, because if they get caught on the defence, they're going to end up losing over the long run.
Oh yeah. But I mean, they could be in a pretty tough spot. I mean, if everybody kind of teams up against them initially,
yeah,
it's going to be pretty tough.